Moving on, CEO Prasar Bharati Shashi Shekhar Vempati has said that 2018 was a memorable year in terms of digital outreach of public broadcasters such as RS TV and DD News. He praised Rajya Sabha TV for its phenomenal growth on YouTube and subscribers crossing the 1.5 million mark. He said that this growth is purely organic and due to rich content on the channel. He also praised DD program on agriculture and specially mentioned the program Ghar Ki Chhat Par Kheti.
See, when we look at the year 2018, I think we can describe it as an inflection point for digital public broadcasting. So it is, in that sense, this is the year, if we take a historical view, this would be the year when public broadcasting took massive strides on the digital front. First off the block was Rajya Sabha TV, which many months back crossed the 1 million subscribers mark and now is almost racing to hit that 2 million mark, which is a phenomenal achievement for a parliamentary channel to create that kind of digital audience and completely organic growth. Also at Prasar Bharati, we have now more than 250 plus active Twitter handles and Facebook pages, which are bringing in updates from across the country in several languages. Today, for the first time, you have digital news content in languages like Gojri from Jammu Kashmir, like Garo and Khasi from the northeast. So for the first time, you are these are regions that are getting their news, local news, and local content available digitally in these different languages. We have about 50 plus active YouTube channels, which are not only bringing the usual content like news and live events, but more interestingly agricultural content. It is very it was an interesting discovery for me as well personally that there is an audience online for content related to farming and agriculture. So we have Krishi Darshan Ranchi, which has a YouTube channel which is outperforming several of our TV and radio stations on YouTube, for example. Similarly, DD Kisan, which recently launched a reality show on the woman farmer, its episodes are doing very well on YouTube. The most popular on trending subject on DD Kisan on YouTube is Chhat Par Bagwani, where people talk about gardening, and I think it shows that the digital interest in public service content, public content and public interest content is quite high, and unlike in linear TV where you have to watch it at the time when it airs, digital gives you the flexibility of viewing it on demand, and that makes all of the difference. Another interesting statistic is that across our platforms and assets today, more than 1 million views are registered digitally on all the 50 plus YouTube channels, the major news websites like DD News and AR News. So what this means is that we are reaching a large number of Indians, both within the country as well as an international audience digitally with these impressions and views through the various digital touch points, be it on YouTube, be it on Twitter or Facebook, be it on the website. So that is again a phenomenal achievement, and all of this is organic. See, unlike the private media platforms which have marketing budgets, which invest in promoting their pages and channels and handles, in our case, in the case of public service broadcasting, it's all organic growth, purely because of the pull of this content, the interest that this content holds for audiences across various age groups and demographics. Another interesting development in 2018 digitally was the launch of mobile apps. Earlier you had one mobile app which was for AR News, one for DD News, another for the live streams of All India Radio, another for the external services. Now we have one single app which has actually brought all of this content together in not just the Indian languages but also the foreign languages, which has integrated the news content, the social media activity, and the content which is targeted at different segments, both domestic and global. And these apps have million plus downloads, which again is another example of how public broadcasting has increased its digital footprint. And the impact of all this is quite visible when we look at the online revenues, where the online revenues have more than doubled in the last 12 months. And of course, we are just starting from a small base, so there is an immense potential for digital growth. And in that sense, so 2018, when we look back at 2018, it will come across as that inflection point for digital public broadcasting in India. 2018 also saw us doing some interesting innovations. For example, we brought All India Radio's content to Amazon Alexa, which I think is a path-breaking innovation that historically you could only listen to the radio, you couldn't talk back to it. Now with Amazon Alexa, you can actually ask for what content you want and it will fetch it for you. And this is an interesting evolution of the radio from being a one-way medium to being an interactive medium. Also, we went HD, high definition, on DD News a few weeks back, and happy to see that DD News is now catching up with Rajya Sabha TV on YouTube. It's just a few thousand subscribers short of that million mark. So it's a proud moment for India that we will have two public service news channels online, both having million plus subscribers, and the result is all organic growth. I think it's a very proud moment for the digital future of public service broadcasting in India. Tariff order of the Telecom Regulatory Authority of India, I think is a very progressive step. It is a step towards bringing more transparency and more flexibility and more choice to consumers. I know there was a lot of debate in the last few weeks, and now TRAI has taken measures to ensure that the transition to this new regime will be as seamless and as smooth as possible, with a time frame which extends over the next 30 days or so. I think it's a positive measure for the industry, especially at the grassroots level. This was a sector which was very opaque in the way the pricing would happen, in the way subscribers would be accessing different channels. Now it brings all that transparency to that last mile in that sense, and it will be a positive for consumer choice across the globe. I'm not sure if there is any similar regime where down to the channel level, consumers have the freedom and the flexibility to choose what they want to watch and pay only for that. But this is just the beginning. I think there's immense scope to go even further in the future, where more flexible pricing models can be introduced to broadcasting. And this will be very important, because if broadcasting has to compete with the digital platforms, pricing innovation will be extremely key, because if they don't do that, it will be very tough for broadcasting to keep up with what is happening on the digital front with YouTube, Netflix, Amazon, and so on.